Welcome to Uncaged Chaos, the space where we stop shrinking, stop pretending, and finally tell the truth about what it actually takes to rise into the person you were meant to be. I'm Andi VanHeel, life coach, creator, and your guide through this holy chaos of becoming the fullest, freest version of yourself. Around here, we don't do toxic positivity. We don't do bypassing, and we don't do love and light slapped over real human struggle. We do depth, we do honesty, and we do the shadows, the breakthroughs, and the parts of you that have been begging to breathe. Because uncaging yourself isn't about becoming something new. It's about remembering who you were before the world made you small. So if you're ready to stop living in the boxes that you've outgrown, if you're ready to reclaim your fire, your voice, your power, you're in the right place. Welcome to Uncaged Chaos. Let's begin. Fear is a cage you've built one piece at a time. Not because you're weak, not even because you're dramatic, but because your body was trying to protect you. I know this cage well. For years, fear held onto me so tight, I ended up developing silent panic attacks. You know, the kind where your face looks calm, but your ribs feel like they're cracking under pressure? Yeah. Fear of failure, the unknown, disappointing people, fear of not having enough, and fear of it all falling apart. So today we're talking about fear, where it actually comes from, why it becomes paralyzing, how to unwind it, rewire it, and finally walk out of the cage that you're never meant to stay in. So fear doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it disguises itself as being prepared, being realistic, just wanting to think things through. My fear showed up as overplanning, overthinking, overcontrolling, and trying to calculate every possible outcome I could so I could avoid the unknown. But the truth? Overthinking is just fear wearing a lab coat. And control is fear pretending to be responsible. Fear becomes paralyzing when it convinces you that movement equals danger and stillness equals safety. But stillness becomes stagnation, stagnation becomes self-doubt, and self-doubt becomes its own cage. Fear doesn't just hold you back, it costs you. It drains your energy, it shuts down your intuition, it blocks the very momentum you need to grow. Fear hoards your potential. It keeps you ghosting your dreams, and it convinces you that certainty is safer than possibility, even though everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of uncertainty. Fear is a thief, but a very convincing one. So here's the truth that nobody actually talks about. You weren't born afraid, you learned it. Piece by piece, story by story, wound by wound. So let's break down what's actually happening inside when fear hits. Because once you understand the biology, you stop thinking you're messing up and start realizing that you're just wired for survival, not expansion. Your amygdala is your internal guard dog. It is ancient, fast, and very dramatic. Its only job is one thing: don't die. So if something feels emotionally risky, like launching the thing, speaking your truth, being seen, even setting boundaries, your amygdala reacts the same way as if you're being attacked by a tiger. Racing heart, tight chest, shallow breath, that drop in your stomach. That's not weakness. It's not even panic. It's just biology. Then we have your prefrontal cortex. This is your calm adult. This is the part of your brain that tells you you're fine, you're safe, let's think this through. But the amygdala fires before the logical brain has time to show up. That's why fear feels so immediate and logic takes its sweet ass time. Your nervous system is your bodyguard with no chill. Your body is constantly scanning for threats and danger through neuroception, an unconscious threat detector. It doesn't ask, is this good for my future? It just asks, have we been hurt here before? That's why anything new feels terrifying, and anything familiar, even if it's unhealthy, feels safer, because predictable pain will always outweigh unpredictable uncertainty. If your nervous system senses risk but doesn't see a clear escape plan, it freezes. Freeze isn't failure, it's a strategy. It's your body saying, if I can't run or fight, I'll play dead, much like a possum. But in humans, this looks like procrastination, avoidance, foggy thinking, shutdown, even total paralysis. But here is the wildest part. Your brain can't actually tell the difference between anxiety and excitement. It's the same chemicals, same body reactions, same sensations, same activation. The only difference is the narrative you attach to it. So it could be that's anxiety versus that's adrenaline, that's activation. Your body isn't the problem, the narrative is. Fear doesn't respond to the future, it responds to your past. Your nervous system is trying to keep you away from old pain, the pain you've survived and learned from, even outgrew. But fear doesn't update its files, so it's still back on Windows 98. Fear still thinks you're the version of you who didn't have those resources, those boundaries, clarity, or support. Fear protects you that was, not the you that is. But here's the truth that fear forgets. You are not the same person who got hurt back then. You're stronger now. You're smarter, more self-aware, more capable, more resourceful. So when fear whispers, don't do it, remember last time? You can answer, even if I fall, it won't break me the way it did before. I don't go back, I grow forward. Fear remembers the wound, but not the wisdom. You've lived things that have changed you. And that means every risk you take now is made with different capacity. So instead of asking, what if I end up back where I was? Try, even if this is messy, I'll land somewhere that I can handle, because I'm not who I was. Fear becomes information and not a cage, not a prophecy, but just a signal. A signal that says, this matters, this is new, and I am ready. Now let's talk about how to move when fear has you pinned, because that's very difficult. Here are some tools that crack open that cage. Relabel the sensation. Since fear and excitement feel identical, you get to choose your interpretation of it. This is anxiety becomes this is activation. This means I'm on the edge of something that matters. Micro movement. Do not try to move the whole mountain at once. Just one pebble. Just open that tab, write that one sentence, send that text, hit publish when your voice shakes, and say yes before your brain has time to catch up and second guess yourself. Action melts paralysis. Name the fear. Say it out loud, straight up. Just say, I am afraid of. Not to shame it, but to disarm it. Because fear loses 60% of its power just by recognizing it. Ask yourself, what is this fear protecting me from? This is where compassion steps in. Fear is almost always a younger version of you just trying to keep you safe. So you get to respond, I know you're scared, but I've got us now. Move with fear, not without it. You don't have to be fearless to begin. You just have to be willing. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the movement in its presence. That's maturity. That's power. That's ultimate freedom. Fear may have built the cage, but you're the one who keeps the door closed. And that's not shameful. It's just human. But once you see what the bars are actually made of, your old stories, old alarms, old wounded versions of you, you get to make a different choice, a braver choice, a freer choice. The door has been unlocked this whole time. All that's left for you is to open and walk through it. So if you've ever felt too much, too loud, or too damn tired of pretending, this space is for you. This is Uncaged Chaos, where healing gets messy and being human That's the fucking point.